Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
On the national news this hour from Babagagede Imo TV, the first in the headlines. Tinubu appoints Aliyu as ICPC chairman. Nigeria-China strategic partnership key to Africa's development, Shettima. Tinubu meets Wike, Makinde, other G5 members. Man arrested for raping prophetess in church. And on sports, I want to play for Super Eagles, says Stella. I am Morire. Repeat another one. The news in detail. President Bola Tinubu has appointed the Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice, Jigawa State, Dr. Musa Adamu Aliyu, as the new chairman of the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission. He also appointed Clifford Okudiri or Paradu as Secretary of the Commission. The presidency announced in the statements on Tuesday. Presidential spokesman Ajuri Ngelale said the appointment is an exercise of the president's powers conferred on him as established in Section 3, Bracket 6 of the Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Act 2000. The appointment is stated is in furtherance of the renewed hope mandate to reform key institutions and invigorate Nigeria's war on corruption. He said it is subject to the approval of the Nigerian Senate. The new chairman of the ICPC is nominated for confirmation by the Nigerian Senate following the president's approval of the outgoing chairman's request to proceed on pre-end of tenure leaving beginning on November 4th, 2023, ahead of the expiration of his tenure on February 3rd, 2024, in statement read. The position of Secretary to the Commission does not require Senate confirmation and therefore, by the directive of the President, the appointment of Mr. Clifford Okudiri of Paradu as Secretary of the Commission takes immediate effect. The President ordered the new ICPC management to always be above board as they discharge their duties without fear or favor concerning all matters before them. Vice President Kashim Shettima says Nigeria's strategic partnership with China remains key to Africa's development, calling for it to be scaled up. Shettima, in a statement on Tuesday by his media aide, Stanley Nkwacha, said President Bola Tinubu's administration has strategically tinkered with the country's foreign policy to drive and boost investors' confidence. Shettima stated this when he was hosted by China's Vice President An Zheng at the Dalti's State Guest House in Beijing. The Vice President represented President Bola Tinubu at the ongoing Belt and Road Initiative reform. Nigeria is China's second largest trading partner in Africa. It is the largest economy in Africa and the most populous country in the African continent. The Belt and Road Initiative is a big, beautiful concept that can be deployed to achieve this. The Vice President drew attention to the burgeoning relationship between Nigeria and China, stating that both countries stood to gain mutually from their friendship. On his path, Vice President Zheng assured his Nigerian counterpart of continued partnership with Nigeria, hinting that President Xi Jinping's meeting with Shettima would enhance political mutual trust, advance practical cooperation, and better develop the bilateral relationship between the two countries. The Vice President was later a guest at a state breakfast hosted by President Xi Jinping and his wife, Madame Peng Lyon. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on Tuesday met with members of the G5 governors of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) that worked against their party's presidential candidate, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, in the 2023 election. Information understands that the Chief of Staff to the President, Femi Gbagbo, was also at the meeting with the G5 group. The G5 group is made up of Governor Governor Seyi Makinde of Oyo State, as well as former governors Nyesom Wike, River State, Samuel Ortom, Benue, Okezie Ikpeazu, Abia, and Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi, Enugu. President Bola Tinubu met with members of G5 or the Integrity Group at the Aso Rock Villa. Although details of the meeting were sketchy, as at the time of filing this report, it was gathered that a working relationship between the President and former governors was what was tabled. A source privy to the meeting pleaded anonymity because he was not authorized to speak on the issue, said the G5 PDP governors first met in Wike's residence for a few hours before heading to the villa to meet with the president. The group, led by the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, caused a major division within the PDP after the then National Chairman, Ayocha, stepped down for a sudden replacement as a precondition to support the presidential ambition of the party's flag bearer in the February 2025 poll. Bonotico and the IU called the then governors bluff and did not succumb to their demand in just concluded elections. Makinde and Wike reportedly played supportive roles to ensure Tinubu's victory at the polls, while Autumn backed the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, LP, Peter Obi. Moving on to the next story. A 40-year-old Martian, Lakon Sunday, has been arrested for allegedly making a love with a prophetess in the church in Lagos State. Information learned that while he allegedly committed a crime last Thursday, men of the state command succeeded in arresting him on Monday. Our correspondent recorded that the suspect stormed the church Orioke Anu Oluwa Gomi in the Ilogo Adu area of Kenta in Abeokuta with weapons and met with the victim sleeping. It was said to have held the prophetess hostage while brandishing a knife in her place that it would kill her if she continued to give him a tough time while the act continued. When a call was for help from the people around the premises, they did not yield result. The prophetess said that she had to start bleeding with the suspect to pity her. Despite several pleas with Sunday, the suspect was said to have instead on having sexual with the suspect prophetess. After finally making the act in submission and allegedly making the act with the prophetess, the victim was said to have approached a nearby police station while the matter was reported. Having received a complaint, the police launched a manhunt for the suspect who had fled. He was later arrested on Monday. While speaking with information on ground on Tuesday, the State Police Public Relations Officer, Amalola Odutola, who confirmed the incident to a correspondent on ground, said the prophetess recognized the suspect as Mason and laborer in the area. The incident happened last Thursday. We arrested the suspect yesterday, Monday, as the information proceeded. The preliminary investigation into the matter is ongoing, Odutola said via a WhatsApp message. Moving on to the next story. The police in Lagos have arrested 2 members of a car robbery gang who specialize in robbing Uber drivers and private motorists in the state. The suspects were arrested last Tuesday at Igondo by operative attached to the Commissioner of Police CP Special Crack Squad. They are George Nnadi Ogidi, 34, and Refuge Jayasimi, 27. Information learned that Ogidi had been arrested several times by the police and sent to prison, but on each conviction, his lawyer would always bring him out and he would be back to his criminal enterprise more viciously. He was tracked and arrested by operative after a Toyota Camry car snatched from an unknown Uber driver and sold to a ready buyer at Songwater was discovered to be stolen. Upon interrogation, it was discovered that he had just been released from prison 2 weeks ago. Police sources said he was arrested with Refuge Isimi at an hideout in the Igondo area of the state. Speaking on his arrest, the EL Anambra State Born Secondary School dropout said, "I think God wants to punish me for all the atrocities I've committed. I've been at a Kirikiri Medium Correctional Center, but the first time I was sent there, I didn't commit the offense for which I was arrested and arraigned by the police. I was walking home at about 11 p.m. around Governors Road, Ikotun, when some police officers stopped me and asked where I was coming from. I told them that I was a bus conductor, but they shouted at me and threw me behind their van. 3 days after I was brought out and taken to the court for armed robbery, I spent 2 years in Kirikiri before I was released. It was in the cell in Kirikiri that I formed a gang of car snatchers. We are 5 in number. Normally, if we want to snatch a car, we'll call an Uber driver and take a look at make or car of his driving. If it is Toyota Alta, we will accept the rider because Toyota is a hot cake. One of us would have gone to a nearby eatery to buy snacks and poison one of the drinks that we'll give to the driver. When we pick our members at the eatery, we will present him to the driver as a friend. And as he sits with us, we will offer the driver a drink and meat pie as well. Immediately he sips the drink, he will start feeling weak and dizzy. When we notice this, we will help him pull over and take over the steering. and drive off. On the way, we'll drop him and find our way. Moving on to the next story. Operative of the Lagos State Police Command have uncovered a factory in Idata community, Ibejileki area of Lagos, where arms are fabricated. 2 blacksmiths, Musili Benga 21 and Olabi Aziz 22, were arrested of the cause of the operation. The suspects were paraded alongside 30 other suspects for engaging in various crimes ranging from cultism to stealing and illegal possession of firearms. They were alleged to be selling their fabricated arms to criminals. The command spokesman, Benjamin Odein, while parading the suspect at the conference hall of the Lagos State Police Command Ikeja, Lagos, said the arrests were made in 1 month. Speaking on how the factory where firearms were fabricated were uncovered, he said, based on actionable intelligence on the blacksmiths who fabricated firearms for onward sale to criminals around Idata village and Ibejileki, operative of the command busted the factory and arrested 2 suspects. 3 single-barrel locally made pistols, 1 double-barrel locally made gun, 1 single-barrel locally made gun, 2 single-barrel locally made long guns, 10 expanded cartridges, 12 long pipes, 2 drilling machines, 1 gas cylinder, 1 vehicle, and other fabricated tools were among the items recovered from the factory. According to Idain, one of the suspects was a notorious cultist popularly known as Kipo, who was arrested at about 11:45 p.m. on October 11, 2023, over his alleged involvement in the killing of a rival cultist in a hideout in the Yaba area of Lagos State. And finally, on sports. Arsenal's LN Academy product Nathan Taylor has confirmed that he granted an interview to German media in which he stated that he would love to play for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Taylor was born in England to a Nigerian parent, making him eligible to play for the 1966 World Champions and 3-time African Champions. He is the exciting winger had always leaned towards playing international football for the Super Eagles over his country of birth, but has yet to be invited to the Nigerian teams. Taylor will bring his versatility to the Super Eagles if handed a call up by Jose Pesero, as the Bayer Leverkusen star is also comfortable playing as an attacking midfielder, second striker and centre forward. The 24-year-old's some of the Super Eagles players currently in Portugal, including fellow LN graduate Alex Iwobi, Southampton midfielder Joe Aribo, and Victor Boniface, his teammate at Bayer Leverkusen. When asked to confirm report that he has decided to play for Nigeria, Taylor told German-based Nigerian journalist Omar Akatuba that he wants to play for Nigeria. It is true, it has come from me. A couple of years ago, I spoke to my family about it, and that he said the route I wanted to go down and play for Nigeria. I've been doing well. Hopefully, I can get into the team, and then if the call-up happens, I am more than happy to accept it as something I want to do, he said. That ends the national news from Babagwagede Imo Television. Before we go, some headlines. Tinubu appoints Aliyu as ICPC chairman. Nigeria-China strategic partnership key to Africa's development, Shettima. Tinubu meets Wike, Makinde, other G5 members. Man arrested for making love with a prophetess in Ogun. Police arrest 2 car robbers in Lagos. On a sport, I want to play for Super Eagles, says Stella. For updates of our broadcast on YouTube, our handle is Babagwagede Imo Television. Kindly subscribe and click on the notification bell, select option all to access all of our broadcasts. On Facebook, Bagede Imo with Alawi Adebayo. Please like and follow the page. For advertisement of goods and services, coverage of events and functions, please dial the phone number streaming on your screen. Thank you for watching. I am Maureen Rabila Nawal. Good afternoon.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.